time we do a report, we present a report. Nothing came out of it since then. They invite, yes, tension been there because they removed the former president all in security. The president sent the vice president. They agree, they return in security then back. Invited us to State House. We chairman and leader go, we are the former president with other people. They met. There was a communique out of that meeting which specifically things that we will for them do going forward for maintain peace and stability and cross-party dialogue and engagement. Specific things that we did not communicate. We go one meeting, the vice president, I be the lead on that. We go one meeting, we go two meetings. Since then, nothing not happened. Now, the president in speech clearly, they try for link the APC as a party to the prison break, or the prison massacre. That may be under investigation, but we have said from the beginning, whereas we condemn Dandy, for let everybody be at rest, and for let the truth come out of that, as well as all other incidents of violence will not happen, let us have independent investigation. Because clearly for now, we as a party, based on the president's speech, it will be very difficult for us to be comfortable with any investigation where the government will make. Because already, the president in speech don't brand the party as being involved. So we want independent investigation. We have international partners. We get countries when are experts by them kind of thing they do. May them bring in independent investigators. May them come investigate that prison massacre. Let us get to the bottom of it so that the one that we're responsible, we will hold them accountable. So we address these issues of violence. Many a time, violence that happen in this country, we as a political party, we don't maintain that we're not involved at all. But when they fail for address them violence, then they will always point fingers at one political party. When we actually fail for investigate, for get to the crux of the matter. Now look at even the unfair thing we don't happen. We get a lot of we comrades in our jail, in detention, for so many things and so many crimes that we don't accuse them of. But the president in speech, they already find them guilty before the justice system even find them guilty. So do you think then people and they, based on the speech where the president don't deliver, you think they then go get fair justice? They don't already find them guilty in his speech. It mentioned each and every one of them. So I mean, these are the things we don't emphasize on as a political party. We they talk about peace, but one big aspect we will ensure say we get sustainable peace is lacking, which is the justice system. A lot of the justice we don't see since 2018, not there in the favor of one particular group. And it is also very, very much unfortunate.
All right, Mr.
This
Tunis.
in all categories that a whole political party can be branded as terrorist organization.
Mr. Tunis, hello, Mr. Tunis.
Yes.
With all waiting, you don't explain, and also the party, the APC party, don't highlight on a press release. As going forward now as a party, what you need for do, because like also we get from members na the studios this morning. Now not to say now all people now on a party, but they say some people. So even though the SLPP also get their own people, and we also they kind of incite people with audios. Waiting una as political party they do now for make sure say the country gets peace and democracy.
Every political party gets a structured organization where they operate through. And I will say typical example how we as government and political parties for really focus on waiting they happen with various parties. Now, the government, for example, we get political party, we get a structure where they operate through. Keke in reference, mainly they on one person. And this individual don't make it clear, say he's not APC. And we as a party don't make it clear. But we also have so many other people making audios, making videos. And some of these people are not even people outside, people who are members of the government, people who are members of the opposition SLPP. They make insightful audios and videos. We don't see those things. But this is what I'll say. Political parties, we have structures. We as APC, we always don't abide by what government don't say. When this COVID-19 come, for example, the government say we for do social distancing. We not for gather. PPRC pull a press release, say political parties for halt political engagements, meetings, press conferences. Go to our party office. It is barely empty. We not hold one single meeting since. We don't hold one press conference since. We don't abide by everything the government don't say. But look at the videos coming out. Every now and then you go see one SLPP executive member, go call the members, and a huge gathering. They address them, going against the very law we themselves have put forward. But then they accuse the APC. I mean, 24 hours after the president's address, accusing the APC of incitement, accusing the APC of terrorism. All the videos we don't come out 24 hours after in speech, where they levy all these accusations on us. Now SLPP members. To a point, somebody go even get the audacity for take the role of the commander-in-chief, for go command the brigade commander for shoot and kill. Somebody go even team up on top of a military vehicle in Cambia, addressing hundreds of people. They don't know wear mask. They incite and threaten them. Somebody go even team up at their party office. They call APC terrorists. And even they set a own date for elections against the provisions of our constitution. So these are the things we are saying. The problem is not APC. APC has no problem with the SLPP. APC has no problem with this government. If we talk about lawlessness, let the SLPP government concentrate on their party, instill discipline in your party. We are not running a political party. We are running a government. We are running a state. And as a state, President Bill responsible for all of us. We as APC, we are always law-abiding. We remain law-abiding. We always open to dialogue. But these facts have to come out.
All right.
We therefore ensure, say, we get fair justice system. We therefore ensure, say, we really address violence out of political party affiliations. A lot of these violence where they happen, not get nothing to do with politics.
All right.
But we politicize them, and we refuse to investigate and get to the bottom of it. We just do finger pointing. I look forward really, Asma, since the president's speech don't come out, and we self press release don't come out, maybe when I invite we and Keke or the government information machinery, let we really talk to we people so that we maintain peace and stability in this country. We able to address the issues and they head on without political lenses, so we move forward as a nation. And we are very much committed to the COVID fight. Let nobody not misrepresent this country. In as much as we not they say because they're not invited, we're not involved. We are involved. We don't put a lot of sensitization materials out. We don't put a lot of efforts into it. We took part in preparing the preparedness and response strategy, and we don't distribute sensitization materials, masks, food, and other things. We councillors, we MPs are active. We as executive members, we are active.
All right.
We look forward for joining the government for how continue the COVID fight, and we thank the healthcare and frontline workers.
Mr. Sidi, thank you. Okay. Thank you very much, Sidi Ayatunis, in the Publicity Secretary National for the APC party. Well, definitely, we always extend invitation to una, because now this today are for Radio Democracy. Well, that's now the Publicity Secretary for the APC, Sidi Ayatunis. We continue with the program Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. Well, before we go for that interview there with CD and Vanora. Maybe I'll be just they ask you the question on the statements where the resident ministers North Abu Abu make, Usai government and the president immediately don't suspend them indefinitely.
Well, I think that video clip the way myself look, first of all, it emphasized my point about leadership crisis we'll get. Because everybody for no say when you sit in a leadership position, there is a particular way you dey comport yourself, you dey conduct yourself, especially when you hold a public office. But over the years, all various governments, because we dey employ or appoint people based on sentiments, we know they look at their ability, it's not on merit. That is why we are having incidents of this nature. And I think it's an extreme, and that video clip there is extreme. It's very insightful. And I hope say the same way when they view other videotapes, the governments go view that videotape there, because it's very insightful, it breed hatred, it's very divisive, the language is bad, and you know they help this country for move forward. As a public official, where you roll and for make sure say even when there is a crisis, it's about bringing people together.
So that suspension where it don't go on so enough for the kind, well, we go call on crime, what that video the way we all don't see.
So obviously then therefore conducts investigation, but if you just take the video clip on its own, that kind of person enough for hold public office inside this country just now. And the reason being, people then will hold public office for no say, you they serve as a role model to others. We they talk about the way the misguided youth then they behave. Some of them that way that man they talk, they don't put on their head, they don't swell around, they don't turn the mantra now in terms of how then they act. So that kind of person there is not a good example for young people. It's not a good example for any public official. Be one for see we get a public official. When I work out with you on side and say, this is the minister of this is the spokesman of that, this is the so, I feel proud. Because when you go, maybe you go for represent the country internationally, you are not representing a party. Right. You they represent the country and I for be proud of you. Because on all them video here where we know they realize it's going international. Then somebody go pinch me in a corner and say, now then kind of people here they can bluff it on a government official, maybe they cause so maybe they misbehave. So we don't want those sort of people to govern the state.
All right, Valora Edwin, continue for the between our studio. Same question to go to you. Institute for Governance Reform and Wola Valley. The kind message them where the individuals send at the video and the suspension where we see follow. A commensurate?
I believe say over and beyond the suspension, I think say President Bio for use Abu in case for demonstrating seriousness about what he is saying. This moment is very important because as Sierra Leoneans, we either can all be consumed by COVID or we begin to sit down with the pontificate over political party, whether right, whether wrong. I believe say because of them kind vitriolic, then kind message then they would have passed that Abu sent, I believe say them for dismissal. It's as clear as that. And that will show a clear message, say anybody within government will do that one day, it will be dismissed. You know why I happy first about in suspension? Because to me it's a clear indication, say if you do you did inside SLPP, the action will be taken. It's very easy for the political parties to act on something misdemeanor where they come up from or bad thing where opponents they do. But it's normally very difficult for act on bad thing where the membership they do. So I believe say for Let's Hallow move forward, the most decisive action with political party leaders they could do take. Now within the membership, if you not act within the your membership, I think say now waste of time in paper. So for example, me not see a reason why the justice system they investigate a case, you have an SLPP sitting government, then the SLPP party they pull press release. And left APC, let APC pull press release. They are an opposition. You have the institutions, but by merely issuing out a press release as a majority party, you see what in soon the city say. You say it appears it go imply say they put pressure on democratic institutions for letting take you side. So me feel say beyond Abu, party executives, because if you're a youth leader, you go take audio, you send around. You know what happen? Now policy statements. If you're a party youth leader, you go take party women's leader. Constituency women's leader, constituency youth leader, you go take audio, you circulate around, it will appear as if this is not a policy. So people don't know the gravity of the positions the way they hold and the effects of then their statement and they on other people. I think I want to end up with that question. Say, President Bio don't do a lot of good things where in need for continuing. That people cried at the time where then talk say then go arraign them, teacher them. So we anti-corruption go arraign them, teacher them, not cutting tree. The next day apologize. We need that humility there. For the past 25 months of in term, we not hear it like massive scandal of corruption relating to the office. You need for hold that one day. I think say what you need for get courage for do. Now for how it hold in team to account. We need for forget a little bit. Yes, APC very important. APC they disturb. But if President Bio able for discipline in team, I think so we able.
So you said that say the APC they disturb?
Well, we are all the way for the evidence now.
We'll continue for the between the studio and the Lavali. We will continue with the program and they continue to look at issues we get to do with peace. We go now on our Fumble Talk International Salone. We don't the work and peace business and different community them that they can't give for long term now. Usai, the executive director for Fumble Talk International Salone, John Cocker, they call on civil society organization member them for support government for tap violence where don't they happen at the country. Well, John Cocker talk more to Alex Lawrence Kuruma.
There's room for improvement, and I believe, say, we don't make few mistakes as a nation. And even, we got to be honest, even the present government, they don't make few mistakes in the way that they react to certain things then. What we need now for put aside all them political differences then they make we take hard decisions, make we find a way for make each and every Sierra Leonean feel belong. Make not like say this na party A in time this or party B in time. Now the government of the day. And the government of the day means everyone is involved. We all get a role for play, either as an opposition or as a member of the ruling party, but they all get a role for play.
So indirectly you're saying dialogue or negotiation not only happen?
I mean, honestly, a cosmetic, but we'll talk of dialogue, we'll talk of negotiation. It got to be sustained. You got to get room for ongoing discussions. But the dialogue for now, no. I mean, a lot needs to be done for push that.
We see they get rising issues. We get the influence of social media, we get the influence of economic challenges and other things. As we speak, what if you say that the measures the way government and other authorities need for put in place for make we able to maintain, if not a positive peace, but we go on with the current peace stage where we're into and push on to development?
You see, I believe the government get a responsibility, because the government now then they in charge of the country. Now then they lead. So if things go well, now then get all the praises. So I think the government get for reach out. And maybe the government needs for even initiate them process also. Election then at the corner. And we civil society or NGOs them, we still get a role for play. Most of the NGOs or civil society don't take colors. They either they red or green. But I believe this is an opportune time for make we CSOs that we reclaim our value, we reclaim our lost glory. Say, this is about Mama Sierra Leone. What we all can do for push this country before. In terms of the dialogue, what is Sierra Leone need in a space for talk within the Monara. The space for raise issues, it shrink gradually. If not, some go even say rapidly, because that sense of freedom of expression, at some point, some people can question it now. The social media, they want to get genuine issues for raise, or the social media can abuse that process, we make them can sort of clamp down on all of that process now. So basically, what we need in this country is space for ongoing dialogue. May the government, if possible, get either at community or district level, a space where people they come and raise the issues constructively. Because also mindful that the government say not go want when people in the country they raise all negative things, where sometimes they do some good things, where they say for me them praise them. And I believe say for anybody where they do something, if you do good thing, make them praise them. If you do bad thing, make them raise the issue. But basically the space for constructive dialogue in all day. What we see now a bunch of people where they use the social media for carve out their own space, either for consolidate the negative piece or work towards a positive piece. But the government get a role for play. We need to step up with role as mediators. We need to create a space for make that ordinary Saralina feel say it can communicate to a MP, it can communicate to a councillor. But most MPs then, with all due respect to them, and maybe they get so many reasons, they're disconnected with the people, and the councillors again the same. They're connected, but they don't get solutions. So if the government can find a way for bring them structures so closer to the people, it will go a long way for help for prepare way for the positive peace.
So if you say go be the role again for the political parties, and here in Sierra Leone when you talk about political parties, it's two, APC and SFP. The rest just they complement the efforts of the two political parties they have. So, what if it's a role for being now?
You see, I think we'll start something in the name of Bintumani 3 or 4 or whatever we call it. Instead of that kind to be an event, maybe we can work on that kind session there for make it be quarterly. Maybe people in the can raise their concerns. In other parts of the world, the cabinet, they move the sittings there. But maybe a national dialogue. I mean, with the corona now, we don't know how we do that. But I believe, say, the one the way now tech people go find a way forward. But we need for bring the government, we need for bring development closer to the people. We need for put the people in the driving seat for their development. And this is now part of what in the One Fumble National Framework for inclusive governance and local development that this will work towards.
All right, that's not the executive director for Fumble Talk International Salone, John Cocker, be talking that interview with Alex Lawrence Koroma. The program Good Morning Salone, they continue, and we still get with studio guests. Then we get Keketoma, Yusuf Keketoma Sandy from State House, we get Valnora Edwin, and Seth, we get Andrew Lavalley in the studio. I come over again to you, Yusuf Keketoma Sandy. We look at different issues, then we don't imagine the country is behind them. Now I take you to the issue we get for do with the attempt to jailbreak now the Pademba Road maximum prison. Earlier you been say the president as it is don't dismiss the internal affairs minister where they had the security sector. How on reach to that decision they forget the internal affairs minister aside where we get other people where they in charge directly of the correctional center outside it happen?
Well, thank you very much. Before I answer that question, let me just a few things to within my brother CD2 talk where it responds for APC. I'll make it very quick. In the first place, CD say for more than no violence not attributed to the hate. I will remind and say July 29, 2019, when they get the last guy in our constituency 110, they be all, for instance, about George Williams and 24 others for various offenses. Those were violence way and Josephine Jackson and others them destroying the motor car, pulling property. So those were things that you don't forget about.
Of that same constituency they refer to, so also a sitting minister served me all ballot box during the violence. We not see nothing.
Yes, but I understand that. No, but it is said they don't attribute any violence. So I'll just one guy example. Another issue is say the people where they all not just trump up charges the way they all with them APC people where they all. So look into them few. Yeah, Abubakar Darami about George Williams. They face charges for the alleged murder of Ibrahim Samura, the former editor of New Age. That's not the trump up charges. So these are things the way people all over this country know what happened. They're all Sylvia Blythe in detention as I talk to you now for subversion and incitement. Now, CDT talk say they're not about Adebayo as the member. This is not possible because they're celebrating audio day in, day out.
Sylvia Blythe then the celebrating audio. You don't get any evidence now you and like the party executive example where like everybody knows this is not the APC, then they celebrate.
So I just want to give you an instance. Sylvia Blythe, when a senior member of the APC, went on national television at AYV, the interviewer. He recommends say make government use Adebayo for help the social mobilization per COVID. I mean, that is an endorsement to what Adebayo they say, all the costs of Adebayo the cost. So but also, no, Adekam, one more. Mr. Paulo Conte, what's in the hold for treason and other charges? What to Trump charges the one and day? So I just one correct standing. Now back to this way you talk about. Like we say, the first thing president don't do, that for make sure say we change the political leadership. Now you know say the Minister of Internal Affairs now made the cover prison will be the under in purview. Now like when don't raise up the issues them if intelligence them you don't come in them you don't count why no actions we are taking. Now made the president take a decisive action for do that one day. Investigation is still ongoing. And I go assure the public say wherever that investigation lead, anybody will not say responsible for what ever happen, president will come down heavily for either dismiss the person or do otherwise.
So the president need investigation for for example, say there is a director of prisons. There people let me day on duty that day where the incident happened, and say when I get a whole intelligence unit, the president need investigation for proof say all them people in day been there on duty where the issue happened. Just the internal affairs minister don't bear the greatest responsibility as it is now.
Well, I don't know what you mean they be there on duty. Whether they be on duty in a panel, because obviously the intelligence man also panel the work. What they say is, at this point, the investigation as they go, then go on for know how much evidence was available, how much intelligence was available. Would that be no? Would that be sabi? Why they fail for take action? The reason why the president take a decisive action with the Minister of Internal Affairs, because that is the political leadership, you know. But like I said to you, wherever the investigation go, actions will be taken, because we believe say this is a national security issue, and president is very strong and make sure say for maintain say the lives and the security of all Sierra Leoneans are president's responsibility.
You say government set up committee. Amuda then at this committee, how long the committee gets for give Sierra Leoneans a report? Like maybe I'll ask, not to one person responsibility for look after the Sierra Leone prisons. We get a whole lot, and now like you say, the political head don't suffer the greatest responsibility. But also, how long una get for make the committee give the report? Because Sierra Leoneans they look forward to this particular jail, what ever happened at the jail, and who that then at this committee.
Now, wait, I go assure you. Obviously, I mean, I go assure you say the investigation will go very speedily and very soon. We go get, because president charged and say we cannot allow for this thing for continuing anymore or for learning lessons. So beyond just the investigation, what are we going to learn? That's also very important. What will make we forestall any more prison break? You know, so there are many issues that will come up. We get for learn the lessons of what's happening. You know, people everybody of credibility and independence, and it's fair. And I know say when they're done, the public will know what's in them come about.
So now other than people also.
We get people already. We come up from ONS, we come up from prisons, and other side.
So while we wait for that investigation, the people and we get people within at the prisons, from where this happen, don't they call so they want for know who that they exactly been die, who side them body are they, and why the government not make people and we get family them get access for know whether a young person don't die or not.
Well, like I said to you, those are all subject to investigation, you know, because of various reasons, you know, and because obviously they are subject to investigation, you get to be careful on which you deal with, which the church, and which you get for say, you know. And I feel say, like I don't assure the public, investigation will be speedily round up, and people are going to know what happened from the prison break, but also most importantly, the lesson we will get for land. Because we're not going back in the next 1 month, 2 months to hear other prison break. We want for land the lessons, put measures there in place, and make sure say we forestall that once and for all.
All right, Yusuf Keke Thomas Andy, thank you very much. Over to you, Valnora. Same thing. The political heads suffer the greatest responsibility, but like I don't maintain, we also get people them way they in very high offices will also be before stop waiting happen. So based on waiting we understand, say they be get the intelligence. Also, there is this issue of government officials also inciting, government minister inciting people on social media, Facebook. When this all goes stop, and what we need for do as a nation?
Well, I go to the point about government, ministers, etc. Now that make us say when we talk about Abu, not saying are the only person where they do that, and it's a litmus test for the government for make moving forward, because we know saving previously a lot of people then within government or the governance architecture don't they say things they were not favorable, they're not for they do that. But going forward, since they don't begin with this one, then therefore use that same stick there for measure every other person where they say things that were insightful and they divide the country. Coming back to the prison, now they make some concluding comments based on what we don't they discuss. I certainly do agree that when prison break not an easy thing in any country, it's taken as a very serious matter. And when investigations are ongoing, you know just they go sack one person, because there is a chain. There are various institutions where related to the thing, and you go suspend them first whilst the investigation they go on for know whether they don't know, and all the rest of it. And I think say that needs to be done. And the people then where people that will die, they need to be told that then people that don't die, you go maybe later then go know whether it's a result of the riot or not to the result of the riot as investigations are ongoing. But if you get person within a prison and they don't die, it is important that immediately the family is informed. I just want to make some quick concluding comments. I think one of the things that when I listen to CD Yaya Tunis in statement, among all the many things he said, one thing why they look out for is what I said earlier about opportunity for dialogue. And he come out openly and saying they look forward to the term Isidore with Keketoma, but I'm sure it shouldn't be really on the media. But there should be other spaces where then they, as political parties leading, or the oldest political parties in the country, for talk about with the people there and how they can work together for move the nation forward. Because opposition parties, they need to understand that within a democracy, they do have a space for support the government for govern. Because even at the end of it all, you one can assume office, you know, one can get a divided, a broken down country for can run. And political parties, both opposition and governing, una get for stop for the look inwardly. You see, we talk about violence going on. It's about, oh, we are not involved in this, or we are not involved in that. If violence, they happen, whether it's about your membership or not, you for condemn them. You not go say, no, not all we involved, not all we people, or they accuse. Because when violence happens, it disrupts the whole economy, it disrupts peace, it unborg national cohesion. So when I get for stop for look just inwardly, just about we members. On our members, they're very small when you look at the entire membership. And my last point is about responsible citizenship, where they go even to this person where they call Adebayo. I've never listened to it, and I don't think I intend for. Because I think, say, we all need for focus on moving the nation forward. When we begin to listen to them thing and they begin to apply them into what they do, begin to say, I'm responsible for this, begin to implement what they say, just one green person, I think so as a country we for really reflect and know whether we really serious. We forget the shared value or the shared vision should be. How do we move this country from being at the bottom billion, for being under the Human Development Index, and be a place and a country we will be proud of because we get all that we need. So it's going appealing to everybody, whether you are a sitting president, a past president, you are in the media, you are just an ordinary citizen, taxi driver, a baker, wherever. Let us practice responsible citizenship.
All right, many thanks. We're joining at the program. Over to you, Angola Valley. Moving forward now, waiting you say thing, but the issues always we don't discuss this morning, and especially so when it comes people taking up responsibility for the attempt prison break, for example. We all don't see that the internal affairs don't minister take up. They don't put the burden on now when in their side and investigations they carry on. What do you say thing about that as you do wrap up?
I think say them for try as quickly as possible for act on the prison beyond just the internal affairs minister. You know, say prison just like with borders. Na Salone, we watch the kind way they pay with prison officers and security officers. You go get somebody where they pass na Baramuya checkpoint, that they pay this policeman $80 and can get him $200. It allow that person they pass, irrespective of how harmful the situation they. We get structural problems, and some of them problems in the prison and the borders. We'll not go sit down in one radio forum, we address them. I think, say, Salone, we get for pay attention to this big danger where they hang part up with. So, most of them cases, and all of them cases, and they let them try for address them as quickly as possible, without innocent, let them free them, let them know, say, this person here, will not one day pursue him, a person innocent, without culpable, let them punish him, and let the public be convinced, say, no, this person here, this really want do. And if that happens, because at a time like this, where trust is instituted, government go able for rally people and for let them fend the pandemic. I think, say, with this country, we don't try for normalize violence so much. Valnora and I being Ian Kelvin Lewis, then we had one investigation into violence. Nothing accommodate. She asked Moses a full recommendation with government fund, but violence. Nothing not happen. When they talk, say this person are not do this. So to me, the case about Abu, let it be one litmus test for we. It's unfortunate, I know him, he's my friend, but let it be one litmus test who will go test say, no, this one is intolerable. And the good news is we can still use social media for bring people to account. So if that person the way You talk to me now, youth leader, you send that audio. Let all go around, say this person here in opposition, this person here in a ruling party or executive. Let that person be held to book. My last point now on the COVID. I have been start with about the growing stigma and how we for get tested. And I may believe say if people are within our leaders and get tested, we go able to normalize say this is not ordinary sickness. The wearing of mask. I don't know if government don't really try for institution, but there's quite a lot of talk about wearing mask. But I believe say over and beyond that, you didn't have community, you didn't have this. Let all try for protect yourself. Community involvement is still very weak in the COVID. We now the Institute for Governance Reform by this week we actually pull a report we now through Sarah Paul on all waiting they happen across communities for let us see what's in the states.
Thank you very much.
And Gula Valley. Well, listeners, stay tuned because Radio Democracy go dey live na Lunge as the Arab Emirates, friends of the government, then sending some equipment for help fight the COVID-19. So we go relay live after 9 o'clock. Well, thank you very much to the studio guest them, Keke Toma, the politician. No say time not enough.
That's my own make I feel last thing now.
No, well, we not get time again. Time done. But thank you very much. We will get another opportunity. We will bring you now the program for Canto, and also Vanora. Oh.
Asma,
No, me just want to tell people and say
All right,
COVID is real.
Lord, do orderly inside 30 seconds.
30
Keke
seconds.
Toma.
So a message for the people of Sierra Leone, now for tell una say, be rest assured that una security, una lifestyle and the president take responsibility and continue to show leadership. But APC get for do more for condemn violence. Because look for instance like Honorable Lai Mara, you go write now one WhatsApp forum about genocide now Rwanda for make analogy to Sierra Leone. These are acts that APC for the condemn.
You know what? She Deputy Internal Affairs Minister in
Yes,
world.
but we can condemn all sides. I got the number APC need for do more for condemn their own people. Just like the president, the sack minister way he incite anybody. APC self need for all the people accountable.
Thank you very much, Keke Thomas and Valnora.
I just want to encourage the public, say COVID is real. Where we mask them, we do social distancing, and we want to thank we health workers for the sacrifice they make for people all safe.
Right,
and let we all practice responsible citizenship.
By the end of this week, we will actually shift attention away from State House. We'll take on to the community. The report will be pulled across the country, ward, constituency, chiefdom levels, with the know what all man they do bad COVID.
And I'm not in Joko tonight reporting. Alright, so when I had this edition of the program, Good Morning Salone go lefuna. Plenty thank you to the studio guest them and Gula Valley from Institute for Governance Reform, Valnora Edwin, Democracy and Good Governance expert, and Yusuf Keketoma Sandy from State House. Thank you on the program, and plenty thank you to the production team, Michael Sambola and Alex Lawrence Koma produce the program. DJ Ahmad give technical support, Moses Kavura and team make on TV live on Facebook. So till we meet again, Mabel Kabari say get you for wonderful day. Don't forget to mask up.
All right, well, stay tuned for the rest of the day for interesting programs. Goodbye.
Family, stay tuned. All that to get inside we Good Morning Salone program. We continue with more programs them out there and also to get information.